Hello and welcome students again in the class of zoology. We were discussing about epithelial tissue. Today I am giving final touch to this topic, epithelial tissue. As you students know that cells require junction between them in order to form our multicellular body. As in a monument or house, bricks are joined with each other with the help of cement and sand mixture. In the same way, our structural and functional units, that is cells, are joined with each other with the help of different types of junctions. Today I am going to discuss about these junctions which are present in between our cells. Different types of junctions are discussed here under epithelial tissue, but these junctions are present in different types of tissues in our body. So, students, let us discuss here different types of junctions present between adjacent epithelial cells. As you are visualizing here a well-labeled diagram, in this well-labeled diagram nearly all the intercellular junctions are shown. Let us discuss these junctions one by one in systematic way. First of all, have a glance. Here, tight junction is written. This is junction number 1, tight junction. Junction number 1 is tight junction, and then junction number 2, gap junction. Then junction number 3, intermediate junction. After junction number 3, junction number 4, desmosome, and after desmosome, junction number 5. These are 5 junctions labeled in the diagram. Let us talk about the junction number 1, that is tight junction. In this figure, you students are visualizing here that these are finger-like structures, and these finger-like structures are microvilli. Each and every student is well known about microvilli, as it is present in our small intestine, ileum part of small intestine, for forming breast border, and this microvilli in ileum part of our small intestine increases the total surface area of absorption, because in ileum digested food is absorbed. That is why these microvilli are present in ileum part of our small intestine. This is cell number cell 1, cell number 1, and this is cell number 2. This is cell number 1 and this is cell number 2. Here you students clearly visualize a dividing line or line of division. This is straight line. This is straight line of division. You are visualizing this straight line of division is the septum or boundary or line of division between two adjacent epithelial cells. Let us discuss first of all about first junction. This is tight junction. Tight. Tight means tight. As the name is reflecting here that tight junction is a junction that stitches cell membrane of two adjacent cells tightly at the tip of adjacent cells. Tight junctions are present at the apical part of two adjacent cells. Generally, these adjacent cells are columnar type between which this tight junction is present. Although non-columnar cells also have tight junction. This tight junction is meant for preventing leakage of any type of particle from between the adjacent cells. This type of junction is present between brush border epithelial cells. Brush border epithelium is present in our ileum part of small intestine, and in ileum part of small intestine, this between brush border cells, this tight junction is present. Other than this, between the cells of trophoblast of blastocyst, tight junction is present in order to prevent leakage. Always remember, tight junction is especially to check leakage between the cells. Question is asked about the function of this tight junction. Second most important thing is that you should note that tight junction is present in apical part of the adjacent cells. Now, second important thing, here you are visualizing a hexagonal empty space. This hexagonal empty space is intercellular space. This is the space between two adjacent cells. Hence, it is termed as intercellular space. Just below this intercellular space, you are visualizing what is a narrow tunnel. A narrow tunnel. This narrow tunnel is gap junction, that is junction number 2. Junction number 2. Gap junction is a type of junction present between two adjacent cells for intercellular communication. In gap junction, connexin protein forms many tunnel-like structures which are called connexons. These tunnel-like structures, that is connexons, join the cytoplasm of both the adjacent cells. When these connexons formed of connexin protein join the cytoplasm of both the adjacent cells, then in that case, it is very easy to interchange particles between the cytoplasm of both the adjacent cells. Gap junction is especially for intercellular communication. Gap junction allows passage of electrovalent ions, sodium ion, chloride ion, calcium ion, magnesium ion, and different types of ions and tiny molecules, sometimes large molecules also. Large molecules, what does it mean by large molecule? How much large? For your knowledge, here I am mentioning that 1000 Dalton molecular weight having particle may pass across this gap junction. This gap junction is very important, and it is not present only in epithelial cells, between the epithelial cells. It is also present between the cells of single unit smooth muscles. And in between the cells of single unit smooth muscles, exchange of particles takes place. This enables transmission of impulse of contraction of muscle from one cell to the other. This gap junction is very, very important in case of cardiac muscles. In cardiac muscles, you have visualized strips, cross bands. Those cross bands or horizontal lines that appear dark, those dark horizontal zigzag lines are in fact gap junction. Between two adjacent cells of heart muscles, gap junction is present, which is known as intercalated disc. This intercalated disc is nothing but a gap junction. Let us understand what is the significance of these gap junctions. Cardiac muscle cells interchange electrovalent particles between the adjacent cells through intercalated discs in order to transmit the wave of contraction of cardiac muscles. This is why wave of contraction of cardiac muscle is transmitted from one cell to the other within no time, and entire cardiac muscles come to function and they contract rhythmically under the guidance of SA node. It was about gap junction. Now I am going to begin third type of junction. This third junction is this intermediate junction. Third junction is intermediate junction. Intermediate means in between. Intermediate means something which is between the two. This is intermediate junction. Intermediate junction is always present below tight junction. Intermediate junction is always present below tight junction. Second important thing about intermediate junction. Intermediate junction is an adhering junction. Intermediate junction is an adhering junction. That is why intermediate junction is also known as zonula adherens. Zonula adherens. Intermediate junction is also known as zonula insular adherence as it contributes in adherence of two adjacent cells. The space which is visualized in the center of intermediate junction is filled with low electron density fluid, and it is a sticky substance and it helps in sticking adjacent cells and thus provides anchorage. The second important thing that you are visualizing here, that this blue dark line is showing a plaque-like structure. It is a plate of protein. This is a plaque-like structure or plate of protein. This plate of protein is present as if a belt. This plaque-like structure is present as if a belt. That is why intermediate junction is also known as belt desmosome. Intermediate junction is otherwise known as belt desmosome. Third important thing that you are visualizing clearly here, that from this belt-like thickening of protein, or from this protein plate, many fibrils are produced. These fibrils are microfilaments, as is written here, microfilaments. Do you know what protein forms these microfilaments of intermediate junctions? Yes, a protein forms these filaments of intermediate junctions, and that protein is very well known protein, which is actin. Actin protein is related to muscles. This protein filament is formed of actin protein. This is formed of actin protein. Is that clear? It was about intermediate junction. Now, this is third type of junction, and third type of junction is intermediate junction. This is third junction. This is third intermediate junction. After third intermediate junction, this is the fourth, number 4. This number 4 is desmosome. Desmosome. This desmosome is a button-like junction. This is a button-like junction, and this junction is as if membrane of two adjacent cells are stitched or joined with each other as a dot. You can understand this desmosome as if two sheets of clothes are tied with the help of a button-like structure. If two clothes, consider one cloth is this and the other one is this. If a button-like structure or plate-like structure ties from both the sides of the two clothes, that tying with the help of button is equivalent to this desmosome. Desmosome is also anchoring junction. Intermediate junction is also anchoring junction, and generally comparison between intermediate junction and desmosome is asked. Let us have a glance on difference between intermediate junction and tight junction. Number 1, plaque-like structure is present in intermediate junction as well as in tight junction. But as you are visualizing that in intermediate junction, plaque-like structure is in the form of belt, whereas in case of desmosome, this plaque-like structure is quite thicker than that of intermediate junction. This plaque-like structure formed of protein is quite thicker than that of this intermediate junction. Second most important point of discrimination is these microfilaments. These microfilaments, which are originating from this plaque-like structure, are formed of actin protein in case of intermediate junction, but in case of desmosome, here these are formed of keratin-like protein. These fibrils are formed of keratin-like protein. Yes, the protein of which our nails, hair and topmost layer of skin is made up of. Now, in case of desmosome, these fibrils are called tonofibrils. These fibrils are called tonofibrils. Have a glance here, tonofibrils. In case of intermediate filaments, it is called microfilament. These filaments are formed of actin protein, but the filaments of desmosome are formed of keratin-like protein, and these are especially termed as tonofibril. These filaments are embedded in the cytoplasm of adjacent cells to provide firm grip and to establish a stable junction. And the fourth most important thing that you are going to understand is that in case of desmosome, intercellular proteins are present. Here is intercellular protein. These green colored balloon-like structures are shown in 2 rows. These are intercellular proteins. Intercellular proteins are present in case of desmosome, but it is absent in case of intermediate junction. Now, students, fourth intercellular junction has been finished. Let us discuss now this fifth intercellular junction. This fifth intercellular junction is interdigitation. In interdigitation, membranes of 2 adjacent cells attach with each other as if fingers of our hand. Fitting of fingers in this way is known as interdigitation. Fitting of fingers in this way is known as interdigitation. Similarly, plasma membranes of adjacent cells are forming finger-like structure, and these finger-like structures are fitted between the other finger-like structure of the adjacent cell membrane. That is why this type of intercellular junction is known as interdigitation. Interdigitation is a junction which is meant for enhancing total surface area of contact of two adjacent cells, where there is requirement of increasing total surface area of attachment of cell membranes of two adjacent cells. Interdigitation type of junction is present. Now, sixth type of junction is hemidesmosome. Hemidesmosome. You have understood about desmosome, and you know well that hemi means half. Hemi means half. Hemidesmosome means half desmosome. Hemidesmosome is nothing special type of junction. It is just like desmosome, but consider if a vertical line divide this desmosome into two equal halves, then each half is equivalent to hemidesmosome. And hemidesmosome is a type of cell junction which is present between the cell membrane of epithelial cell and basal lamina of the epithelial cell. Basal lamina is uppermost layer of basement membrane, and basement membrane is the characteristic feature of epithelial tissue, because cells of epithelial tissue are arranged over a membrane which is known as basement membrane, and basement membrane is formed of two layers as is described previously. First one is basal lamina and the second one is fibrous lamina. Basal lamina is secreted by epithelial cells, and it is formed of mucopolysaccharide and glycoprotein. And the fibrous lamina is formed of collagen fibers and reticular fibers, and it is a junction, or it is connecting layer between epithelial tissue and underlying connective tissue. This basal lamina lets substances come in the cytoplasm